If you've ever wondered whether affirmations and prayer can go hand in hand, or if using both somehow cancels out your faith, this episode is for you. We're unpacking how to combine spiritual connection and mindset work in a way that feels aligned, empowering, and personal, because you don't have to choose between trust and intention. You can have both. Come on in. It's time to choose happy. Hi, I'm Marie, and this is Choose Happy with Marie, the podcast that helps you break free from negative thoughts and reconnect with what really lights you up. If you've done everything right, but you still feel stuck or off track, I want you to know you're not alone. Each week, I share mindset shifts, affirmations, and real-life reflections to help you come home to yourself and live a life that feels good to live. You're in the right place. Let's get started. Hello, how are you? I am so glad you're here. Welcome. Today, we're diving into a topic that is close to my heart: how affirmations and prayer can work together to strengthen our mindset and deepen our connection with our higher power. I chose this topic because many women in our community have asked me, Marie, can I use affirmations if I already pray? Or are they the same thing? And the truth is, they actually can be used together in a really powerful way. I've heard from women who say their prayers feel more intentional and their affirmations more spiritual when they combine the two. If you've been wondering how to do that or whether you're doing it right, this episode is for you. And I'll also be sharing one of my personal go-to affirmations in this week's email. So please be sure you are a Choose Happy member. You are welcome to join my list at choosehappywithmarie.com. The link will be in the show notes as well. First, let's talk about what affirmations and prayers actually are and how they're different from one another. Let's begin with affirmations. Affirmations are positive present tense statements that help reframe our thoughts and our beliefs about ourselves, our lives, and the world around us. They're like little reminders to our subconscious mind that we are worthy, that we are capable, and that we are deserving of happiness. I personally use affirmations in my daily practice, and I encourage my clients to do the same. Prayer, on the other hand, is our way of communicating with a higher power. It's deeply personal and can be a space for seeking guidance, expressing gratitude, and asking for support or clarity. While affirmations are often about shifting our internal dialogue, prayer connects us to something greater than ourselves. So what's the main difference? Well, affirmations are statements that we use to reshape our own thoughts, while prayer is a conversation with a higher power or a divine source. But here's the thing, these two practices can work beautifully together. It's not an either or. They're not separate. They're actually complementary. Now that we understand the difference, or at least like the primary differences, let's talk about how they can work hand in hand. The truth is, both affirmations and saying our prayers are about shifting our mindset and connecting with something that is bigger than ourselves. Let's say you're going through a tough time and you're praying for clarity. You could start your prayer by saying, "Please help me find the clarity that I need." And then you can follow it up with an affirmation like, "I trust that the answers will come to me in perfect timing." So the prayer is, "Please help me find the clarity I need." And the follow-up affirmation can be, "I trust that the answers will come to me in perfect timing." This affirmation reinforces your faith and your belief that the clarity will come to you because you trust that it will. You're not just waiting for the universe or a higher power to answer your prayer. You are actively participating in the process, believing that your thoughts, your actions, and your faith all play a role in guiding you toward the answer. Here's another example. Let's say you're praying for strength during a challenging time. You could say something like this in your prayers. Please give me the strength to get through this. And then you can follow it up with an affirmation like this. I am strong, capable, and resilient, and I trust in my ability to handle whatever comes my way. So just to repeat, the prayer would begin with, please give me the strength to get through this. And the affirmation to follow it would be, or could be, I am strong, capable, and resilient, and I trust in my ability to handle whatever comes my way. By combining the prayer and the affirmation, you're reinforcing that you already possess the inner strength that you need, while also inviting in the support of your higher power. If you're wondering how to do this, I have put together 4 steps on how you can combine affirmations and prayer. The first step goes as follows. Set an intention for your prayer. Before you pray, you could take a moment to place your hand on your heart, breathe in gently, and ask yourself, what do I truly need right now? This doesn't have to be perfect. You might be seeking peace, release, reassurance, or anything else, or even just a reminder that you're not alone. And take the time to pause. Let your body and your intuition answer before your mind jumps in. If you want to go deeper, you can write it out. You could say a simple sentence such as, today I pray for ... And you insert the words there. This can help bring clarity and presence into your prayers instead of just going through the motions. So that's the first step. Set an intention for your prayer. Step number 2, this doesn't have to sound like a polished, church-approved script, okay? You don't have to say it right. You're not performing. No one else is listening to you. This is about you and your own connection in your own unique way. You are connecting. Try thinking of prayer as a conversation with someone who already knows your heart, but loves hearing your voice. If you feel resistance around prayer, that's okay too. And I am not here to tell you what faith to choose or anything like that. I am referring to prayer as a conversation to a higher power, and you get to decide what that is. Sometimes we've been taught that we have to be perfect to be heard, but you don't. That's not true. Just show up as you are. Cry if you need to. Whisper if that's all you can do. There's no wrong way to be real. And step number 3, this is where you follow up with the affirmation. Match your affirmation to the energy of your prayer. For example, if your prayer is about peace, adding peace to your life or anything related to that, you can have the affirmation, I am held in calm and trust. If your prayer is for clarity, for example, if you're seeking clarity on a specific situation, you could use an affirmation that says, the answers are unfolding for me now. And a third example, if your prayer is for healing, you could say, after you say your prayer, you could use the affirmation, healing is happening in every part of me. Or you can be specific in where you are seeking healing. And you can even use an affirmation as a closing line in your prayer. It's a way of sealing it with intention. You could think of it like placing a warm blanket over your prayer, grounding it in faith and choice. And step number 4, well, you do need to repeat the affirmation daily. You can make it part of like your morning or your evening routine. It's about creating, a daily rhythm. So as you do your prayers, you could add that affirmation when you do your prayers. If you're not used to saying a prayer, you could say it after you brush your teeth. Like, you just need to find an opportunity in which you start saying your prayers and your affirmation, and it doesn't need to take a long time. So you could do it at any time that resonates with you. The real power comes when you pair the words with emotion. You feel it into the truth of what you're saying, even if it feels new or uncomfortable. And that's really important when we start saying an affirmation. The trick with using affirmations is you have to pick the right words. That's why you can find affirmations online and they don't work. It's because the words you are selecting is not meeting you where you're at. And so I actually work with clients to help them create their own custom affirmation as part of my coaching practice. So if this is something you're interested in, do send me an email. My email address is in the show notes or it's on the website, so you can connect with me in that way. But it's really important that we select the right words. And you don't have to believe it right away, but it needs to be believable to the point that you believe you can become it or achieve it. Here's an example. How about we do something together? If you're somewhere quiet right now, or you can listen to this episode at another time as well, let's take a moment together. If you can, close your eyes. If you can't, just continue with what you're doing. Think of one thing that you're holding in your heart today. What are you holding in your heart? Whisper a simple prayer about it. It can just be a sentence. Then take a deep breath and follow it with an affirmation. Here's another example. Please help me release this heaviness that I'm feeling right now. And then you can say, I am allowed to let go. I'm allowed to let go of the heaviness. I trust in the process. Let that affirmation echo inside you if it resonates with you. Feel it settle in your body. Affirmations and prayers, they aren't either or. I hope I've been able to answer your questions in this episode. And if I didn't, just send me an email and I'd be happy to answer more questions about it. I did research it. I did think this one through before I did today's episode. So you don't have to choose between trusting in something greater in your faith and affirming your own power. You can do both. You can be deeply spiritual and intentional using prayer and affirmations. As for me, I do believe in a higher power. I was born and raised as Catholic faith in the Catholic faith, so I want to just be transparent with you. And I do associate myself with the Christian faith, just for transparency purposes. But this is not a Christian-based podcast, but I just want to share with you what is my faith. It is not my place to define what that is for you, and I will not do that on this podcast. It is only my place to encourage you to follow what you believe to be your higher power. And I do this by inviting you to add in affirmations to your prayer routine. As I mentioned earlier in the show, do join my email list at choosehappywithmarie.com. And this week, I will send out the affirmation that I personally use during my prayer time. I'll be sharing it with Choose Happy members. So please do sign up so you're a member too. Plus, in my emails, I do share mindset tools, Choose Happy wisdom each week, to help you stay grounded and inspired. This podcast, it's only the beginning. The journey continues in the weekly emails. So please do sign up now. Link is in the show notes. Thank you so much for being here. And remember, you are worthy, you are loved, and you always have the power to choose happy. Don't forget that. Wishing you a wonderful week. Choosing happy. Cheers! Thanks for listening to Choose Happy with Marie. If today's episode spoke to you, I would love it if you could share it with a friend or leave a quick review for the show. It helps more women find this kind of support. Remember, you don't have to overhaul your life to start feeling better. You just have to choose happy right where you are, one choose happy choice at a time. I'll see you next time. Take care.